Shalom, shalom. I want to start off by giving all honor and glory to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakar Kadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutation to all the Akim across the four corners of this earth, teaching this truth with sincerity and risking their lives to do so. It's your brother Kariam. I want to start off with this lesson. You know what I'm saying? I want to prove on how these other nations basically, or you know what I'm saying, so-called white man who is Esau Edom, how he drove us crazy, man. How he basically drove us crazy with this oppression. You know what I'm saying? It made us go off. And well, really the reason why we went off was because, you know, that trusting in oppression basically. First of all, I'm gonna get so just stick with me for a minute. You know what I'm saying? So this is Deuteronomy 4 and 6. So I'm about to prove to you how us as a nation was wise and we had wisdom, right? So it said, keep them. Well, let me see. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgment, as the Lord my God commanded me that ye should do so in the land whither ye go to possess it. So when the Lord gave us the laws and the statutes and the commandments, which was already in our inward parts from the begin with, well, when the Lord taught it to us and gave it to us, that was our wisdom. You know what I'm saying? And he gave it to the nation of Israel, so-called Native Americans, Latinos, and Negroes. It said, keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom, right? Wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise. There you go. You got wisdom in there, then you got wise and understanding people. So us as a nation was wise because of these laws, statutes, and the commandments, right? Now, here we go. Now we go into Ecclesiastes 7 and 7, right? It says, surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart. Now there you go, right there. That wisdom and that wiseness that we got. Well, I mean, was Salakia being wise and that wisdom that we had. We was driven mad by trusting in by that oppression that the so-called white man and these other heathen nations have done to us. You know, because when you go into the first chapter of Isaiah, it talks about these our head being bruised from the head all the way to the toe, us having sores all over our bodies. Then when you go into I believe that Luke the 16th chapter, when it's going into the dogs licking our wombs, that's what the other nations are doing. They're just feeding into us going off in our oppression. You know, they're because when a dog licks a womb, it feeds off of the body of the basically the host that's wounded. So the dog licking that is basically feeding off of that. So that's what them wounds that they were speaking on in Isaiah, the first chapter, of our people, which is the oppression, you know, that backsliding. That's what these nations are feeding off of. Like, well, for example, like women like hair, like to put hair in their head. So they're just coming up with more and more hair stores, more than liquor stores now. But not to go back off track, that oppression, right? It says, surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, which is driving you crazy, basically. That's what drove our nation crazy, trusting in that oppression. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna just get further into it. This is Psalms 64 and 10. Salakia 62 and 10. Trust not in oppression, right? So don't trust in no matter who you got at president. You don't trust in Obama. Don't trust in Donald Trump. Don't trust in Joe Biden, because it's all oppression. It's all holding our nation back from the true power, Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai. You know, everything that they got, everything that this country stands for, America, you know, stands for everything contrary to the scriptures. You see what I'm saying? And just by trusting in oppression, it say, trust not in oppression, and become not vain in robbery. If riches increase, set not your heart upon them. Right, so they might want to give you these stimulus checks. You know, they might want to give you these when they're coming around with these income tax checks, unemployment. There's a thing called PUA now. Anything that they giving you is basically setting your heart away from Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shah, because when the prophets, starting with the apostles and elders of GMS, telling you that this so-called white man is the devil, you don't think that, because when he give you gifts and when he comes with these food stamps and these welfare checks, and you might have a white person at your job that, hey, he come give you a gift card or something for one of these wicked holidays or just anything, it throws you off, and it has you buck up against the truth. Basically, it has you saying like, well, all white people ain't bad. You know what I'm saying? And I got a saying, if he not a racist, then it's just a confusion of faces. You know, so even if that white person is truly sincere, then hey, he's 9 times out of 10 a Israelite foreigner, which is another subject. You know, if you hear that word, look it up. You know what I'm saying? Type in Israelite foreigner GMS, and they'll break it all down to you. But getting back into this oppression, man, that's what drove us mad. Surely oppression make a wise man mad. Was our nation not wise when we got these laws, statutes, and the commandments? And what does it tell you about oppression? Trust not in oppression, right? But let me get to go further into it. This is Exodus 23:8. It say, and thou shalt not take no gift, right? Because what did it just say? Surely oppression make a wise man mad, and surely a gift destroys the heart, right? Meaning, the Hebrew word for heart is lab, meaning the mind, you know, not that vital organ that's in your body. Your mind is something that's, like they say, it's a terrible thing to waste, you know, and that's what you're doing. You wasting it by letting a gift destroy it, right? So it says, and thou shalt take no gift, for the gift blindeth the wise, right? The gift blindeth the wise. There you go again, that word wise, which is our nation. We are wise with these laws, statutes, and the commandments. So what does it do? It drives you off to these other philosophies, doctrines, and this American bullshit, man. And perverteth the words of the righteous. Who are the righteous? The prophets and the elders and the elect, basically. You know, starting with the apostles and elders of GMS, them are the wise. These scriptures, you know, these laws, statutes, and the commandments, right? It blinds the word, it perverted the words of the righteous, because it's gonna drive you off. It's gonna make you go off. Like, well, maybe that wasn't right, man. You know, you got these churches giving away like hams and turkeys, you know, but the scriptures tell you about that. You ain't supposed to eat that pork. And what is it doing? Perverting the words of the right. You ain't supposed to. Hey, you going off from the scriptures whenever you take these gifts from these devils, man. You know? And finally, I'm going to close this out with, this is scripture that comes out all the time, but in case you don't know it, we're going to bring it out. Hey, and I hope this video is edifying, because, you know, the spirit just jumped on me to do it, so, and I just brought it out. It says, Ecclesiastes 12:10, never trust thine enemy, for like iron, as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hadst wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away. Right, so look closely at him. Like a looking glass, when you see, oh, it's still rust on that iron. They was making that correlation with, hey, don't never trust the enemy, because even if he's seeing knife, take a further look at him. You know? Look at him while he giving you these stimulus checks. Go read it. Go read into the fine print and find out what's the outcome of it. But I hope this video was edifying. With that, I'm gonna say shalom.